This is live
Cool,
events.
there it is. And it's
right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a world of tomorrow.
up.
All right, so we are back in business.
We back in business.
Back in business. So this game, what I want to see again from the bot lane of the washed up one tricks, I want to see that Jin Yuumi just take off.
Yes.
I want to see those fourth autos. I want to see them just chunking this Caitlyn out of lane or the Morgana, one or the other. Just pick a target and just hammer it home.
And the Kassadin is a great pick against the the Karthus as well, because he could just keep queuing them and running away.
Yep.
Keep using that null sphere.
And that shield just scales really well.
Yeah, you can't do much damage when you use the null sphere against the Karthus. You can't really do much damage because of it's all magic damage. And Karthus's auto attack animation is awful.
Yeah, that's one of the things why farming with Q is just so beneficial, because so I did like the adjustment. I want to see if Sejuani maybe went Hail of Blades instead, just to kind of curb a lot of the tankiness that you get. And I can't remember
because you don't want to benefit the Trundle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't look like we have many changes as far as summoners are concerned. You still have the ignite on the Morgana. You still have the exhaust ignite on the Yuumi. You have the teleport on the Kassadin. What did the Xerath take last game? He took teleport last game as well, right?
Xerath took barrier last game.
Oh, he took barrier last game. Okay, so he's extremely susceptible to those Rumble ganks now. It did help them against that Rumble. Now he's even more susceptible to those Rumble ganks. However, it's different coming from the top lane on this side of the map.
Mm-hmm.
You have slightly different lengths to get back to the turret. It was more advantageous to come from the other way, I believe.
So Sejuani did not really change the rune setup either, so that could kind of
benefit your Trundle in the long run.
That can backfire on you real quick.
What are you expecting from level 1 here?
Level 1, I'm hoping they kind of tailor it back.
I want to see the same thing, but I don't think that's going to happen this game.
Well, from the side of the Happy Campers, you really don't want that level 1 kind of going, coming, back to haunt you. So I'm just a few seconds behind here. But yeah, so the Aftershock, that's what it's called. So Aftershock on Sejuani, when you're up against a Trundle, it can be really detrimental to to your setup. The second you get ulted from the Trundle, that's even more stats. And once that falls off, it just you're just sitting there in the negative after Aftershock wears off. So this is going to come down to kind of a lot of timing.
And it looks like we don't have much in regards to a level 1 fight that's about to happen. They're being a lot more tame this game. You have the standard wall of defense coming out from the Happy Campers, and not much coming out in regards to the washed up one tricks. They're just kind of hanging out, looking around for any people that are coming towards them. You have the bot laners just hanging near the turret. So if the washed up one tricks gets vision on the bot side of the map, then and sees that they're not helping with the leash, they're going to know that the Trundle is going to be starting at the blue buff. So that's some valuable information that can be had if they don't stand at the turret here, which they are, which is a very, very good play.
Yeah, and that's one thing you want to definitely take advantage of.
However, the Rumble took the Rumble took a little bit of damage from the blue buff that he's going to quickly heal up to 100%, so the Poppy's not going to catch it. However, the Poppy sees that he comes from that side of the map, so you're going to know that the Trundle's starting blue buff. You have some action right off the bat at bot lane, and they're just kind of poking each other out of the lanes.
This is just standard
good damage from
standard trading with Jin with that dancing grenade. It really does help kind of the last hitting with being limited to 4 auto attacks.
You have the Kassadin push the null sphere onto the Karthus and takes him down to half HP, but he uses the health pot and gets healed up, almost back to full, and returns a few of those little lay wastes.
Yeah, big trade, a little bit of a big trade bot lane. That early health advantage for the Jin Yuumi could kind of spell danger for that Morgana. So, you saw the adjustment, or not the adjustment, sorry, Morgana has the commencing stopwatch, so in about, 6 minutes or so, that will come online, and you can actually force a really early fight there. So, we're going to see, what I want to see here is I want to see the Trundle, after he gets the Scuttle Crab, I want to see him force a fight, bot lane or mid lane, on one, I want to see the pressure with the pillar.
Yep, it looks like they know the Sejuani has started blue buff, so they're gonna go and try and fight her at the red buff. She's taken it, she's a half HP. I don't think anything's gonna happen here, unless they follow through to the golems, which I don't think they're gonna do, because the Rumble pushed up to the turret, so he's got a chance to roam a little bit. It looks like the Rumble is going to take the Scuttle Crab, which is a big bonus and take away from the Sedge. It's a lot of gold in the hands of the jungler if they get that. And you got some posturing here in bot lane. You have a lot of fights going in mid lane. The Karthus is out of mana, and it looks like the Kassadin might take him down with the Nullsphere. Here goes the first blood onto the Karthus.
Get those Nikes! Get the dodges!
Oh, get away!
Woo! There he goes.
There you go. There's some damage. There's a lot of damage onto the...
You have to worry about the roam, though. You got the Rumble. There's the pillar.
Here's the Rumble pillar. Here's the Rumble, the Trundle pillar into the Rumble damage, and that was a great trade. The Karthus still got the assist there, so that's his saving grace there.
Yeah, and that gives him the early boots, so that when when the... Oh my gosh, I'm having a little bit of a brain fart here.
That's okay. I could continue talking.
There we go. When the Kassadin goes in, you get a little bit of that movement speed, so you can get out of the trade. Now Kassadin does have that corrupting potion, so when he's on you, he's gonna hurt. And then the Catalyst also helps him kind of sustain in lane. So. And
it looks like he still has his Exhaust and his Flash, so he didn't use either of the Summoner spells to get away from the Kassadin.
Yeah, and that was an aggressive Flash from the Kassadin. Now it did net him in the first blood, but they did get the trade kill. So right now we're looking at about a 200 gold lead for the Happy Campers. Farm-wise, we're doing much better right now. We have a pretty even bot lane. We have pretty, all lanes are pretty
even all around.
Yeah, so... Oh, there's the exhaust. Pillar.
Yeah, there's the exhaust against the Kassadin.
Nope. Alright. And Sejuani's close by, too, so if they try...
Sejuani's close by, and the Poppy's close by, roaming down to the mid.
Here we go. He's just
That's alright, the Trundle's just going to get away. The Rumble's going to push these wave of minions, so he's going to deny the CS to the Poppy. So the Rumble's going to have a significant XP advantage over the Poppy here. He has that kill, plus an additional wave of experience that the Poppy did not have.
Now, one thing we have
to
pay attention to is we have another Fire Dragon starting off in the game, so that's going to help a lot. Or sorry, we have a Fire Dragon instead of an Ocean Dragon like last game. So that's really going to kind of push up. It's not a lot of, it's only like 2 or 3 AD, early on, but those auto attacks can start to hurt from the Caitlyn a little more. The ability power, from the Kassadin, he really wants that scaling.
The Karth has put down a significant amount of damage against the Kassadin. Kassadin did hit level 6 significantly earlier than the Kassadin did, or Karthus did. However, the Karthus is able to push him out of lane. He's got a nice push going towards him. He could freeze it here and just farm it for free for a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he's going to go for the Rod of Ages and Archangel Staff scaling build, because that requires a lot of time to come online. So, he did get the boots instead, so we'll see how that changes. Now, there is an early dragon play.
Looks like you have the Wash Up One Tricks going for an early dragon play. The Sejuani and the Poppy are both top lane. Or, I'm sorry, the Sejuani's top lane, and they're putting pressure on the Karthus mid. I think you're going to see a roam here. You're going to see our first team fight.
We're going to see a fight, yeah.
We're going to see a fight.
The one good Trundle pillar can win the fight, and there it is. Right.
The Morgana and Caitlyn are stuck bot lane while their teammates are fighting mid. They're going to get taken out by the Jhin. A good
Rumble ultimate.
Big damage.
Big Rumble ult.
Big Rumble ultimate. You got the Karthus ultimate that's going to come in after he was taken out by the Sejuani. However, it's not going to do any damage because of the shields. And they're going to continue fighting. They're going to continue chasing. The Trundle's going to go in. His pillar should be up here in a second.
Flash over the wall.
That was a great flash over the wall. Taken out. The Caitlyn was taken out by the Rumble. So the Rumble just came out and made that fight. He is now 3-0. That Rumble is going to be huge.
And that teleport,
he's just all over the map.
That teleport was pivotal. That gave them the fight. Because not only did they get the dragon, but they got the kills. They got the Karthus.
And it was a
sorry,
it was a
Cassidy?
5v3. Oh, I'm sorry, it was a 4v3 into the teleport for the 5v3 because the Morgan Kate had an entire minion wave pushed to the turret.
So that is gonna set the pace for the the next probably 10 minutes or so, because right now Happy Campers can't really take advantage. The Jin Yuumi are freezing this, which is exactly what they want to do right now. They want to make them miss the CS. Now we have an invade. Oh,
we have an invade going on this Trundle. He's gonna put a pillar down. He's still going to get taken out, I think. No? Yeah, he's taken out by the Kassadin. Great pick. Great invade.
Yeah, that was very well timed.
The Jin and the Yuumi had the wave frozen at their turret, so they couldn't come and help out. So the Kassadin, that's a great comeback play. That's much needed because the Kassadin is going to be the ace in the hole here at the end of the game.
Yeah, and Kassadin is starting to get that trade power on the.
We got some Twinkle Toes mid. He's dodging all the Karthus Qs. And he's going to jump onto Karthus. They're going to ulti him. He's going to use the Glacial Prison against him, but it's not really going to do much. They're not going to dive him under the turret. The Karthus still has the exhaust, so keep that in mind when he's getting really low and they're going to look for the tower dive. That might get him that might net him a good result when the next fight happens. Yeah, and it looks like the Rumble's roaming down mid. He's going to
another plates here for another 5-6 minutes. So once the Rift Herald spawns at 10 minutes, if a team takes it, they really need to kind of cash in, help snowball that advantage.
This Rumble is doing a great job of shoving the wave and roaming mid. He did that last game as well, which made the Xerath die over and over again. It looks like he's trying to make the same thing happen. So the Kassadin, in hindsight, is a fantastic pick because of that. Just because of the fact that he roams down and tries to make the lane more miserable for him. He chose more mobile champ. So knowing your limitations is fantastic.
Yeah,
he is.
And he's a little down in CS. That is normal for a Kassadin. Like it's expected. Basically, if you get to 15-16 minutes and you're not, the enemy team's not taking an inhib turret, then you've basically come out successful as a Kassadin player. Because by that time you got your rank 2 ultimate. You have a little bit of the mana to kind of go behind it to where you're ducking in and out of team fights, and you're being that elusive, anti-mage that you want to be. So it's going to come down right now to how the Trundle can impact these lanes, because he is going tank Trundle. So he's not going to be going for the carry build. He's just going to kind of add to the stats that he already has.
Looks like you just have some posturing here bot lane. You got some trades. The Kassadin is roaming down. They don't have any vision on the brush. So if the Morgana's going to make a play here.
Morgana Q, and
here we go.
Good black shield.
You got a great black shield. You got a great ace in the hole from Caitlyn, right into the Requiem from the Karthus. He's going to put out a significant amount of damage that will make them stop pushing that Karthus Requiem made it so they couldn't dive that turret.
And I want to see
that was a great response.
And there it is. So Fire Dragon's up in 40 seconds. They are forcing this fight. Now they just have to be.
Looks like the Yuumi's going to jump onto the Trundle, takes out the Trundle, and they're going to force a flash out of the Jhin back to the turret, and the Yuumi's going to jump onto the Jhin.
Yep. So Dragon is up here in 20 seconds. Now that may have been a little early for Poppy to teleport into. Without backing first, because right now, Rumble got a free plate top lane. Now teleport back mid so that Kassadin can reset the wave. He does. He has completed his Rod of Ages.
Oh wow, we have some serious damage coming out from the Yuumi Jhin combo. And we have another Infernal Drake that had just spawned, and the Rumble pushed the turret, and the Rumble is about to have the teleport advantage on the Poppy.
And this is going to be important because 2 plates have been taken by
plates,
Rumble with that 1 teleport play. So that, we have a 200 gold advantage. The gold is really close, but with the CS differentials, we're going to start seeing the gold lead kind of balloon.
Even though there's a 300 gold difference in the game, look at the gold differential on the top laners alone.
Yeah, that is a significant amount. You're looking, wow.
Yeah, there's a 1300 gold difference on the top lane.
Quick math.
Quick math. All right, looks like the Rumble's going to roam to the Dragon. There's going to be a Dragon fight. It's going to be a 5v4. The Karthus is going to go in the middle of 4 people and going to die, just like you wanted to do. That was a great Rumble.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Great equalizer by the Rumble, and they're going to take out and clean up.
This is exactly what One Tricks wanted.
The Poppy was not able to roam down and help out in any significant way because she did not have teleport. She should push the top lane, get a couple of plays there, but I don't think that's going to happen just because
Rumble,
turret's completely full.
That was the smart play by the Rumble there. Rumble
saved the teleport.
Down. He saved the teleport. He walked down. He ulted from off screen to help them force the fight. So the Karthus got into position. He did die, but he was able to get that damage down and get some people with him. So
just what he wanted to do.
That is the important part because they have to get that scaling. So they got the double ret Fire Dragon, which is gonna just start stacking those stats. Karthus now needs to just complete an item or two.
Not sure what the Trundle is doing there. He just got caught off by the Caitlyn. I guess he got trapped under the turret and then ended up taking damage from the Caitlyn. Took him out really quickly.
Little greed there, for the plate gold. So probably what we're looking at. Sejuani is starting to kind of complete a little bit of those tank items. So, you got the Cinder Hulk for the health, and then, the Negatron Cloak here stacking.
You have this Karthus putting down significant damage onto the Kassadin.
Oh, Sejuani ult!
Sejuani ult he used to try and catch out the Karthus, but it was a great dodge.
The Rumble mid again.
The Rumble's mid. The Kassadin still has his ulti, and the Karthus is... the Karthus still has his ulti, and the Kassadin is really low. There's too many Ks. Too many K names.
Too many K names, yep. Got a lot of potassium in this game.
A lot of potassium.
Oh, good lockdown. So what we're looking for on the Jhin, he is ahead in CS. He does have, about a 3 assist advantage with just gold.
We now have an almost 2,000 gold difference on these top laners. So this Rumble is just going to keep pushing that Poppy out of lane.
And same thing here, first item Liandry's, there's no way Poppy can stay in that lane because every single item she has gives health. And so while she has the regen, completed the Spirit Visage, that Liandry's is just cutting through so much of her max HP. So Jhin, I want to start seeing him kind of pressure the lane with a few more maybe auto attacks, trying to get those dancing grenades on the onto any sort of target and just getting the lockdown and going for that 4th auto burst. A really good trade in lane is when you're farming 3 autos and then 4th auto, always auto a champion.
Ooh, that was almost a great catch by the Caitlyn. The Yumi's really low with the Sejuani coming down. Let's see what she throws out the Glacial Prison.
She had no ultimate.
Oh, that was a great flash over the Jhin.
This is not going to end well for the Jhin.
Oh, there was a really good stopwatch with a Rumble roaming down to the bot lane, making the play that the Rumble does.
Rumble is, and I need to do better about this because Rumble is landing some really awesome teleports here. That's really where a lot of this the game is kind of coming back for him.
This Rumble is a force.
Yeah, he's a force, and he was a force in game 1 too. But it's just now that now that he is cutting through a lot of that magic resist, and he has those 8 kills, he's starting to just kind of compound that damage. Right now we're looking at a 3,300 gold advantage. So he went from 2K about a minute and a half ago when we talked about this. So, and just right there, he's got an Oblivion Orb, even more magic penetration.
Remember, it's all about the penetration.
It's all about.
We said that last game too.
Yeah, it's going to be my my catchphrase.
Looks like the Kassadin's going to get caught out. I'm sorry, it looks like the Karthus is going to get caught out, not the Kassadin. He used the exhaust to try and save himself. That didn't work. He had no flash to escape. It looks like the Trundle's going to use his pillar to try and catch the Kassadin. Kassadin's going to use his Void Shift over it. Or his Rift Walk, sorry.
Amount of damage. Now, Trundle still has his Subjugate, so watch for that to come out.
Oh, look at the equalizer from the Rumble. That's a great stun by the Jhin.
So they are utilizing this Yumi perfectly, trying to get these carries into position. Big fight here breaking out.
Now the Rumble doesn't have his equalizer here, so this is just going to be a straight up fight.
But he doesn't have any issue
putting out damage anyway.
Is still sticking around at 5% HP, so he is a non-factor in the fight right now because of the earlier damage. And there he goes. Rumble's gonna. Oh, he just missed him.
That was so close.
Oh, so close.
He is a 8-0-2 Rumble, and he has 2 Infernal Drakes in his name, so he is gigantic.
And
he's a big old beefy boy.
Cassidy on Happy Campers just singled him out, a 700 gold bounty. Now they're going for the Rift Herald. If they can take this, either top lane or mid lane, just drop it and go take Dragon. You know, it's not going to give you any play cool, so you don't have to worry about that. If you get it in range for the charge, you get some damage off of that, you know, big chunk off of that turret. I would like to see them go mid with it so that they can kind of break open the rest of that jungle.
In combination with them having to deal with it, because if they don't deal with it, it can take a turret by itself.
Can take a turret by itself, yep. So they're going to hold on to it for now. I really want to see them break that mid turret and start kind of moving that vision line up into the red side jungle. You know, if
all right, it looks like it looks like they're gonna go after the dragon, their third Drake. If I'm not mistaken, they were not the same team that got all the Drakes last game, right?
No, they were not. Blue side has gotten majority of the dragons both games.
Both games,
which
right.
is, you know, it's just the team compositions right now. Without the Scion being there, you know, the Poppy is struggling a little bit in lane, 20 CS down, you know, significant amount of just kills down.
Looks like Trundle's going to get caught out, but he uses nice pillar to escape.
Yep. So what we need to see now is just them moving that vision line up. I want to see a pink ward in that bottom bush behind Wolves. Just start clearing out vision, get us some kill zones for those potential picks with the Trundle pillar.
Looks like the Poppy's going to get a free push top lane. So he's going to have to deal with that because they have a good wave clear.
Poppy teleport, Poppy teleport.
Poppy teleport behind everybody. This is going to be a great fight. The Sejuani Glacial Prison's used on the Jhin. The Jhin gets caught off by the Poppy stuns. Caitlyn's here just teeing off in the back. Nice Rumble Equalizer is able to zoom everybody off.
And this is going to be an inhibitor tower off of this. If they kill the turret real quick, save the Rift Herald. Good job, Yuumi, tanking turret shots. Save the Rift Herald for that tower. You can get an inhibitor, and you can rotate the Baron. Baron is spawning in 6 seconds. So this is a great turnaround from Washed Up One Tricks. I am loving this pressure, how they're using this Yuumi to help these carries get into position. He's helping Rumble get into position and get the ultimates off. He's helping the Trundle kind of evade a lot of this pressure, like the hard engages from the Sejuani, you know, dodging out the ultimate from the Poppy. Yuumi is getting these people into positions for these fights. This is perfect. This is just what I wanted to see. Now, Cassidy had the flank. Poppy had the flank on that. That was an ideal fight for them, but they're just a little too far behind with the Rumble just being as strong as he is. He has completed an entire Hextech Proto Belt. So that back for him is significant. You know, you got a 10,000 gold to 6,200 for the top lane alone. So,
he's big.
But they need to continue this pressure. You know, they need to force these fights. They need to bring Happy Campers to them. You know, they need to clear out a little bit of this vision, force the Baron, get some of those Jhin traps behind to slow the Sejuani's advance. And you could just force the Baron. You have so much damage, get Rumble in the pit.
And because Rumble is so far ahead and hold on a second, we got another fight. You got the Karthus being picked off. The Yuumi saved the Karthus for him to get in position to do a ton of damage. You got the Requiem coming down into the Rumble Equalizer. You got a whole bunch of damage coming down.
They could force an end off of this. The death timer's 26 seconds. They can get a Nexus turret.
The only person left is the Caitlyn, and
they have supers in the base.
She can't deal with this crazy Rumble.
What a turnaround.
As I was saying before that fight happened, the Jhin ulti is going to hit the first shot on the Caitlyn.
And there it is.
Caitlyn's going to take it out by the Rumble. So because, as I was saying before that fight started, the Rumble was putting so much pressure on top lane and coming mid that he was getting Karthus so far ahead of his lane opponent. He was 40 farm ahead of this Cassidy. So this Karthus, just from this Rumble pressure, he's just gotten a crazy amount.
What a game.
Yeah, this is a big turnaround.
This game, we went from a 35-minute slugfest. Now we have a 22-minute. That was pretty one-sided with the blue team coming out in, 8,000 gold up, almost 9,000 gold up after that fight. You know, definitely MVP there to the Rumble, the 12-0-9. You know, that was a game.
And
it was exactly what we were looking for with the Trundle being able to steal a lot of those tank stats just once you ultimate a Sejuani as Trundle or any tank, you make them 40% less effective immediately. So then a lot of those penetration items start to come through. The boots become more effective.
And still, as fed as that Rumble was, look at the damage that Karthus and Jhin were outputting in those team fights. This is just a very well put together comp that was executed fantastically.
Yeah. So MVP there definitely to the Rumble for putting the team on his back though.
Put that team on my back though.
He roamed mid a lot. He was able to utilize that pressure with the Rumble ultimate since top lane, it was a Rumble into a tank matchup. As long as that opens you up to roam the map and utilize your ultimate elsewhere and get additional pressure. So the Kassadin was never able to scale up as much. Now he did do a significant portion of the damage. Actually, he did the most damage on his team by a lot, but that could have been much scarier for the backline with how mobile that Kassadin is. So really well done by this team, just kind of putting it together and coming out for the tie for the 1-1.
All right, let's try and get an interview going in here. I'm going to go and search to see if anybody on either team wants to talk to us so we can ask them some questions.
Yep.
Okay, that
I'll
is
go ahead
fine.
and move over there. So that was a very impressive turnaround. Just looking at the gold distribution, everybody else except for Rumble had a very even distribution. The lanes weren't getting punished by, they didn't have the Jinx Yuumi this game, but they had the Jhin Yuumi. So they were still able to utilize that pressure. Bot lane, Jhin ended 4-1 and 16 this game. So it was a very impressive turnaround. We'll see if we can kind of get somebody in here for an interview.
I saw Makoichi typing. I would love him to come in here and talk to us. I want to ask him about that Trundle pick.
Yep. That is a big brain pick right there.
Big brain play, baby. big
brain play.
We'll just give it a few minutes for someone to come in here before we wrap it up.
So yeah, that second game definitely was something. It was very much what we were looking for in their team composition by forcing, trying to get these fights forced with a Rumble ultimate and just stacking a Karthus on top of them. So Karthus did, he went for the Rod of Ages. So, it's still a little bit of a tankier build, but it takes a lot less time for that to stack up than the Archangels.
And that was a 1-to-1 split, correct? So the Happy Campers won the first game, and Washed Up One Tricks won the second game. So that was a good split, a good result.
It was a good
for
result
us viewers. Good result for us viewers. I saw what I wanted to see. Lots of blood.
Lots of blood. So yeah, like I said, the adjustment that they made in game 2 was perfect. That's exactly what they needed. Makoichi just kind of, not necessarily relegated to tank duty, but definitely served a purpose there.
Oh, hey, we got Gelati, the Karthus. The Karthus.
Hey,
how's it going, dude?
How you doing? Hey, that was a good game.
Yeah, it was all right.
Now, from your perspective, what was the communication between you and Tuba, just kind of setting up that pressure?
We've been running Karthus Rumble for literally years. So this is not a new thing for us. We've been doing it for a long, long time.
That makes a lot of sense because we were calling it out the first game that the effect that you guys had from the Rumble push into the mid lane gank was definitely what caused you to stay in the game the first game, and it absolutely caused the win for the second game. He was just putting so much pressure. Both of you were putting so much pressure on your respective lanes.
Yeah, Tuba's a house. That's what it is. He's a monster.
Do you think it had a major impact with Happy Campers not being able to get those first 3 bans?
Yeah. So we see Rumble Karthus almost every game bans, and then it's usually something else. it's usually another one of his champions or you know, some odds and ends thing that we happen to be playing that week or a couple weeks. But we get those two almost every game, so it was a pretty, I don't want to say it was a huge edge, but it was definitely a huge edge being able to just get our comfort picks, especially with limited reps this week. So,
gotcha. I'm curious about the Trundle pick. How did that come about?
Trundle's like I don't know, I think a lot of people consider it like a counter to Sejuani, but it was mostly just that in the first game, part of playing double AP is you have a tough time getting through tanky front lines. If you don't end the game soon. Like in the second game, it clearly wasn't an issue because we ended the game pretty quickly. But as you saw in the first game, when you're running heavy AP compositions, which we've been doing for a long time, you can sometimes run into a roadblock when you have like two tanks that have a ton of magic resist. So being able to take one of the characters' magic resist away and make a fight 4v5 plus the AoE damage can certainly help, and that's what we did in the second game. I also think it's just pretty good against Sejuani in general.
I'm a huge Trundle fan.
Yep.
Yeah. Just I mean, C champ, kill champ. He's really, really good at that, and I think he's actually underrated. He's actually underrated for that, and it's pretty straightforward as long as you're communicating that. We did. So.
I mean, that pillar early game is like a 20-second cooldown, so if you force a flash, you can just go to Scuttle, circle right back, and try repeat gang. So.
And I want to do a shout out to your support. How do you say his name? Bixby. Bixby
Okay.
Cutie. Oh, Bixby Cutie. I see it now. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Anyway, I want to do a shout out to Bixby. He had a fantastic 2 games on that Yuumi. He was just saving everybody in both games. I gave him a shout out the first game too, but the sports don't get enough shout outs, and I would love to give him that shout out.
Yeah, Christy is awesome. She's really, really good at Yuumi. So
she had a great game.
So that might be another kind of target ban in the future, or still a priority pick in the draft. We saw both games picked really early on. It was first.
Honestly, I would take her off that champion.
Yeah.
Champion's busted. So. In case you guys don't know.
Yeah. We are aware.
Christy's also like super good at it too, which helps. So like she was like on this like from the get go. Like as soon as that came out, she was like, I'm playing this champion. And she's been really, really good at it, and learned that a big part of playing that character is not just playing AFK Yuumi. Like you got to be a lane bully, and she's really, really good at that. So
yeah, agreed.
And I gotta say, probably my one criticism, for you, Gelati, is going into mid game, still having that refillable potion. I want to see you start selling that and getting a stopwatch, because that'll help you in that mid game. That's really what I want to see.
I definitely misbuilt in both these games.
Yeah,
like 110%. Like no hesitation.
That's fine. I mean, hey, step one is owning up to it, but I want to see that next game. But great games that you guys had. Do any of your other teammates kind of want to hop in here?
I would like to hear from the Happy Campers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they're welcome to hop in, but I don't think anyone was looking to do it. So,
all right.
If you want to get one of them in here, then yeah, good games to Happy Campers. You guys got us again. Just for the record, I have not. I don't think we've lost a game on Rumble and Karthus in long time.
Well, there you go. Future teams. Future teams.
Yeah, so they got one off of us, and they should be happy about that. So.
Was it frustrating playing against that team comp?
In game one.
I know when I play a lot of Malzahar mid, and one of my buddies plays a lot of Lad. When we play a double AP team comp and we hit a tanky wall like that, it's extremely frustrating to play against. So
yeah, I think the first game was we were gonna get slightly outscaled. Maybe not with the Jinx, but when you have a front line like that, I think we just misexecuted in game one. To be honest, like we could have shut the door on that. Like there was a period where after we took both inhibitors, we had like a real staggered back situation that we didn't like. So we went to get back out on the map, and then people wanted to reback again to buy more items, and I think we missed our window to get a shove on top with inhibitors down, and that bought them enough time to keep scaling up, and then we bossed a few fights, and that was that. So
yeah, in game one, I really want to see you guys start utilizing that map pressure. You have the Rumble, who has kind of a screen wide ultimate, so you can really get into that side lane with Baron buff. But you guys played, like I said, you brought it back game two. You definitely came back with a vengeance there. So it was a great game, well played.
Yeah, not our best performance, but we're working on it. Little shaking the rust off. So
hey, that's one game at a time, right?
yeah.
All right, Gelati, thank you so much for the interview. I think we're gonna have one of the other the Happy Campers. Someone's gonna join us from there as well. And good games. That was fun to watch. Fun to cast.
It was a lot of fun.
Good games. Tell them GG's too.
Will do.
Thanks, Gelati.
Later.
All right.
So
I think
definitely,
Wolfie X is
I
going to come
definitely
and join us.
The honesty. Misbuild both games. Game 2 he had a lot of forgiveness because of how far ahead they were. So, but
and they just crushed second game.
So Rumble Karthus, ban one of them, ban both of them. But you definitely have to get Bixby Cutie off of that Yumi. I think that's the consensus here. So hopefully we'll be hearing from one of the Happy Campers. All right, let's get Wolfie X in here. Giving it a second.
Hello.
All right.
How are you
Hello,
doing?
Wolfie X.
Hi, I'm doing good. Just talking to my team captain.
Awesome.
So you guys played a fantastic game 1. I would like to hear what your draft strategy was to make that happen. Because as Gelati said, they haven't lost a single Rumble Karthus game until you played them in game 1.
Oh, huh. I didn't know that. That's interesting. How have they gotten that through, though? Have they gotten that through in other games?
That's a good question. I'm assuming they duo a lot, but I can't talk to that with confidence because they've said they've been playing with it for years. But
they never get it through. So
regardless, you guys took a game off of them. I would love to hear about that.
I mean, we were using we're really bad at making comps, but our team captain sent us the League of Legends comp builder website. And we just started throwing in champions that we liked, so it honestly wasn't a deep strategy.
I mean, game 1, you guys came back. That was a really good composition. We kept saying, Washed Up has to end this because they don't have a lot of tools to kind of get Sejuani and Sion away from the back line. So,
huge really fan of the Morgana Caitlyn.
Huge fan.
Yeah, I mean, we knew Morgana Caitlyn was very strong, so we just tried to find something that would go along with that. Like the E onto Sion or the Sejuani really helped get to the backline, stuff like that.
Yeah, it really does help. So that was a really good composition. Game 1, you guys definitely absorbed the pressure. You brought Washed Up one tricks, to you instead of letting them kind of spread the map out. So that was really good, really well done. You maintained vision. So game 1 all around, I got check marks in every single box. You guys did really well. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about game 2. How did that go for you guys?
Oh God. Well, we talked about it, and it felt like we were on a high from the first game. We didn't play it as slowly as last time. Mm-hmm. We just brushed objectives, fights. We pushed things that we shouldn't. Like that one dragon we tried to go to, and the TP play happened with Rumble. That was just us forcing stuff that we didn't have to. In bot lane, just the Yumi on that 80 carry was just so overpowering that we were always going to be behind a bot. And we tried to play around that with the rest of the map, getting other people ahead and just leaving the bot to death. But that didn't really work either after everybody started grouping and stuff. And
maybe one of the things that would definitely help that situation, would be the bans. What kind of happened in that situation?
Yeah, so we got a sub, so that took away 3 bans, and our plan was to ban the Rumble and the Karthus. We're kind of interested to see what we would have played against if we could have banned them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if we play them again, like later on in the split, but hopefully we'll have full bans for that. That was a huge issue.
I mean, it definitely happens in any tournament you go through. Life happens. So, you try to roll with the punches. Now, talking about kind of picks and how you pick your champions, I loved the Kassadin Sejuani combination. You know, you can really get those ganks off pretty easily. Now, unfortunately, Rumble kind of set up a tent mid lane and, you know, kind of ruined the day. But, you know, how did you feel, you know, maybe a little execution, you know, change and turn it all around?
Well, they did that in the first game too. Rumble kept going mid lane, and we knew that was happening after a while. So we should have known that going into game 2, but we weren't keeping that in like the forefront of our minds. We were just playing off of that first game win high and just doing stuff that wasn't logical and thought out. And I mean, we knew Rumble would be there, but stuff was attempted and fell behind.
And something that might help with that is, you know, taking that intermission between the games.
Yeah.
You know, not immediately going into. I know we immediately went into game 2, so that can kind of take its toll. But you know, you guys, you played well. I liked a lot of the attempts that you made. It was just you know, washed up one tricks had just a little better execution in certain places, which kind of took that game out of your hand.
Definitely.
So you know, don't feel bad about game 2. You know, definitely take what you can learn from it. You know, but you know, you keep your heads up high because game 1 was all you know, coming back from, you know, a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So,
those are fun to watch, that's for sure.
They were a lot of fun. I had like 70 something kills in 30 minutes.
Yeah. It was a little too much fun.
A little too much KDA padding from some players, right? So
I mean, sometimes you just gotta put a Morgana shield on someone randomly for the assist.
For the assist. Hey, listen, I'm a support main. I understand. I got to get my S- somehow.
Or the Janus shield.
Or the Janus shield, yeah. Or the redemption from downtown, you know.
Yeah.
So
it's like everybody's full HP, but that's all right.
Skippy, got anything else?
I do not.
No. Awesome. Well, good games, Wolfie X. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So awesome. You know, let's check the schedule here, see when that next game is coming up. I believe we're looking at next week. And now is when my schedule decided. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, so we're looking at Monday. We're looking at around 8 p.m. should be the next game. We're looking at GBM versus RK. So stick around for that. You know, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Everybody, you know, thanks, Sonny, holding down the fort.
Sunshine.
But have a wonderful rest of your night, and we will see you next week.
Have a good night, everybody.